Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Cheatlanders. So, this is going to be the beginning of the sniper rifle portion of the best build series for season 7. And we're going to cover the most, I'd say, wrongly built sniper rifle that I see people building is the pole. The pole is an amazing gun. It's one of the only guns in the game that can one tap. I think it might be the only gun in the game that can one tap as far as sniper rifles go. Um, I mean, excluding some other snipers will one tap heads, but I mean, I'm talking about torso and arms, which is hard to do. And I'll show you what it takes to do it. So I have 3 different builds for this. Because 2 are the 2 that I like to build, but you're almost never going to be able to build them because you can't find the optics for them. Or if you do want to build one, the optics are really, really expensive. So I built you guys a budget one, and I'll go over them in a second. First, I'm going to show you the best ones because that's what this series is about. And then I'm going to show you the one that you guys can probably build on a regular basis without needing these specialty items because the mods that you need for these scopes are hard to find. Like if you go here, like even on times twos, they're either impossible to find or they're so ridiculously expensive. These won't cut it. Those don't work. I'll show you why. But like, there you go. 188K just for the optic, which, to be fair, is the most important and expensive part. So now I don't know how many people are actually going to want to bring in a sniper rifle that's going to be worth 200K into officials only to maybe get killed by a cheater or a rat when you pull it out. Uh, that's an expensive loss. So that's why I say it's not really reasonable. The ones that I build are reasonable because my optics, when you can find these, are only like, they're less than 50K. A lot of the time I pick these up for like 35K a piece. But they're times twos, and I know that a lot of people on mobile have a hard time like hitting with sniper rifles with a times two. On PC, it's much easier. Like I do it all the time, and it's super easy. Uh, yeah, the times fours and the times eights are better, and I do have some of those. But the times twos are my budget priced ones that I will take into officials. Times fours, I'm selling all of my times fours actually because they're just too expensive. I'm not willing to risk 200K in official servers in season 7 because of all the campers, the rats, and the cheaters. So it's not feasible. These ones I will risk though, because this is like a 60, maybe 70K gun if you count the ammo. So that's not bad to do one taps, like to pull out, tap somebody, they die in T4 or T5, and then put it away. So the odds of me losing these, like I think I've only ever lost 2 in like 3 seasons worth of playing with them. I've lost 2. And one was to a cheater bait because there was a cheater on the map and he had a naked friend on Duo Deserts and his naked friend was running around and I was dumb enough to pull out my sniper to shoot him and the cheater immediately just went aim lock headshot me and I died and he took my sniper. And then the other one, I think I was in a sniper fight and the other guy won. We double KO'd, but he had first aid. So he lived and he got my sniper. Good for him. Uh, but yeah, other than that, I never really lose these because you only pull them out when you think you're safe. Like when you have a clear picture of somebody just running around out there doing nonsense, you pull it out, you tap him, you put it away. So the odds of losing these are slim to none. But if I did lose one, for the amount of money that I get back from using these, 70K, like I make that back in just a few runs if you kill a few T4s, T5s. Um, like it's worth it. I'd be willing to lose it. And odds are he's just going to put it up for sale anyway. He'll put my scope up for sale and I'll buy it right back. Because the scope is the only part that's hard to get. And that's true for all of these, except for the one I'm going to show you guys. The one I'm going to show you guys is reasonable. So I have one. This one taps T4s, uh, torso and arms. This is how you build it. This is how you have to build it. The cheapest you can possibly build it. These are the mods that you need. Now you don't need silence. You could just run AP, but why not throw silence on there? Either silence or deep, I would recommend. And you need bullet recycle. I like to use longer or lightweight because literally none of the other mods aside from Warhead would be useful. And even Warhead's not really useful because this one taps. And it'd be too expensive. And then this is just like the mod to have for your pole because it increases the rate at which he bolts it, so you can do follow-up shots faster. So if you do happen to miss your first shot, you can always and take that second shot. And on T5s with the T4 rifle, it is going to take 2 shots unless you get them in the head. Then I have the T5 build. This one will one tap T5s in head or chest, not arms. You can't get both on a T5. You can have one or the other. You can have arms or you can have chest. I prefer chest, but there's a good chance that you're going to hit arms with these, especially with me using them on a ×2, which is more reasonably priced. There's a good chance I'm going to hit them while they're running just in the arm, and it's going to take a follow-up shot anyways. But these are significantly more expensive to build. As you can see, these two components are especially expensive, and they are necessary. So this is, I think I got this for 60K, and this is 35 on top of the scope, which is probably 50. So it's an expensive build to one tap T5s, and unfortunately I couldn't do it for any cheaper using a regular scope with just torso damage on it. I couldn't do it for less than $500,000 anyways, because you need the scope, and the scope is so expensive. There are none for T2 for any more of these. I bought them all. Any of the ones that I found anyways. Everybody else must be holding on to the other ones. So I bought all these, and to get one, and you need the 15%, like it can't be any less than 15%. So you can go look at the ×4s and the ×8s, but I guarantee you're not going to find one for less than $500,000, not in a 15%. So it's unreasonable. I'm going to say the best you're going to be able to build for budget is probably one tap T4s in arms and chest. And I'm going to show you how to build those. But let me go into the shooting range and I will show you what it does. And then I'll show you guys the build that I recommend you guys build for cheap if you're going to use a one tap pulse sniper. And hopefully this is like maybe the 3rd or 4th pulse sniper build video. Literally the build has been the same since the very beginning when these things came out. But people they put ridiculous mods on here. They put headshot damage on a pole. You one tap in the head no matter what if you hit them in the head with a pole. It does not matter. It only matters in arena. But these aren't arena guns. These are the best guns for normal modes. I'll show you arena guns later in a different build series. So we're all the way out. This first gun, this is the T4 build. So to have a T4 build, I'm going to show you the necessary mods. You need AP, you need bullet recycle. This is super nice to have. It's not a necessity, but it does let you do follow-up shots faster. And you need this scope. And it has to have sniper, weakness, at least a 13%. 13 and higher is fine. 13 is bare minimum though. 12s and 11s will not get you the one tap, or 10s. And then you need arm damage. So this is the bare minimum you need to T4 tap. I recommend either silence or deep damage as a secondary mod for your suppressor. And I recommend longer or lightweight as a secondary mod. And now you can use an extended mag or a quick mag. Depends on how much ammo you think you need for a match. Like, and because if you get the kill shot, which if you're doing it right, you should, uh, you're gonna get your ammo back, and this ammo is expensive as well, guys. Like, you want to run bullet on these things because this ammo is like 27, 2800 a shot, and if you miss two, that's 6K gone. That's one piece of gear that you have to haul out of there just to pay for your ammo, like one 6K item. So I don't recommend missing a lot, but sometimes you can't help it. Just try to make more money than you lose. Uh, but really, there's not a lot of other mods that make sense. Necrotic doesn't make sense because they're going to be dead. Plus, you're only hitting them one time anyway, so the movement speed reduction's stupid. Um, the weakness for headshots is dumb because if you hit them in the head, they're dead for sure. There's no point. The weakened effect is pointless. And so are all the other mods. Just take my advice. Longer or lightweight is your best bet. Um, all the rest of them are kind of pointless. Then you have like silencer deep. Like I said, the only time deep is going to be useful is if you shoot a T5 and you don't want him to heal back up so that you can get that second shot on him before, you know, because if he heals up, it's going to take 3 shots because one is not enough if he's at full life. So I recommend silence though. The odds of you running into a T5 unless you're doing threes uh, are slim to none in at least in NA shelter. In C shelter, maybe you might run into a T5. Occasionally you'll see a T5 in shelter NA, but like 9 times out of 10 he's cheating. So this is good enough, right? Um, but I'll show you. It does one tap. There's 100 damage right in the chest. T4. Dead. Got my ammo back. Arm. 109. Dead. Got my ammo back. Heads. You can still one-tap T5s even with this one. I'm telling you, 190 damage. There is no amount of damage reduction that somebody can have outside of maybe running heavy T5 with a helmet that has defense link, mount, and rare. Then he may survive it, but he'll be hurting real bad. And if anybody's running that, you should run away from them because they're probably cheating in normal matches. I have yet to ever see it in like for the past 3 seasons. So, um, like I said, it won't one tap T5s. It does a lot of damage. That's why like deep would be nice if you don't want the silence. Silence is preferable though, so they don't know where you're shooting them from. Um, and this thing will reach out to infinity. So for anybody who's like, what about longer? It doesn't matter. This gun basically has no drop off. You can light somebody up. I've hit somebody for as far as I can see them render on PC, and people render a lot further on PC than they do on mobile. So, and I've hit them at the very edge of the render as they're like coming in and out of rendering, and I've tagged them that far out with a times 2. You can go back and watch my videos and see it, and they still die without longer on. Whatever the range is on this says 90, but it it kills them regardless. The damage drop off is not enough if you get a headshot or if for them to not die. So, but that's the T4 version, and then the T5 version is this guy, and he's expensive because this scope usually costs more than the T4 scopes. And then this is about 35K. You could change out AP for rifling, and that would make it between 20 and 30K instead. Depends on how many of them are up for sale for that day. And then you can run either this, which is what I recommend because it does have bullet recycle on, which is about 60K, is what I bought this one for. It may or may not fluctuate. Or you can run a heated warhead, but you won't get your ammo back, and you have to buy a 9% heated with that warhead, which is going to be way more expensive. I priced them, I think it was like 80K for the warhead version. It has to be a 9%, a 9 or a 10. 8 or under will not do it. and they won't die from the initial shot. They will burn out from warhead because it does like 98 damage, but this does 100, and that's bare minimum. You need, like, all you need is a 6% to do it. Anything higher is extra, which is nice, but it's not necessary. But you will not get the arms. So if you hit the arms, if you tap somebody and they don't die, odds are you hit them in the arms and they're wearing T5. Because they will still die in a T4, either chest or arms. And head is a given. Head, they're dead no matter what. So don't put headshot damage on your poles, guys. Oh my gosh. But these are the expensive builds. You need these scopes. What's more realistic for you guys is going to be this guy. So this guy, I got the ×8 on it because a lot of you are mobile players and you're going to want a ×8. You can do ×8, ×4, ×2, whatever you prefer. Just get sniper with a 13% torso, rifling deep or rifling silence or AP deep or AP silence, longer bullet, and the stable mag. Now this will only do T4s. And like I said, I could not build one for less than $500,000 that will do T5s. So unless you guys can find that scope uh, and you feel like running it in officials, those expensive ones, I mean, feel free, but you risk losing it. But there's your 100 damage in the chest, T4. Arms, you're not going to make it. Like I said, you need that extra arm damage. So this will only do T4s in heads or chests. It will still do T5s. Dead, 190. So, and since you have the ×8 zoom, it'll be a lot easier to tag heads. So, there you have it. There's your pole sniper build. Sniper measurement, weakness, either rifle or AP, doesn't matter which. Rifle is usually cheaper than AP. AP, I don't know if the increased bullet speed actually does anything. I can't really tell a difference when I put it on. Maybe it does, maybe you guys can, maybe it doesn't. I know rifling's cheaper. So for budget build, this is the best budget build that I could build for you guys for normal matches that one taps T4 chests. So I recommend this. And since if you hit arms or you're attacking a T5, you're not going to get that one tap, I do recommend you deep damage instead of silence. Because then at least it'll be harder for them to heal up, which will give you more of a chance of getting them with a second shot and it not taking a third. And then, of course, bullet recycle, longer or lightweight magazine, and then, of course, the stable pallet. And that's it, guys. There you have it. She's a beaut. One tap T4 chests, T5 heads. That's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.